Hopes that a new president might be elected peacefully and speedily were shattered when former President Sulieman Franjieh announced that he intended to stand. The news caused uproar among Christians hoping to escape Syrian domination. Franjieh, who was president when civil war broke out 13 years ago, is known to be a close ally of the Syrians and a personal friend of President Assad. Some observers believe the announcement was intended mainly to encourage support for a moderate candidate. One of the main presidential hopefuls is Dany Chamoun, son of the late President Dany Chamoun. Respect for his father's reputation has given him reasonable support in Parliament. One of his main rivals is the Commander-in-Chief of the Lebanese Army, General G22088808. Roger Tanraz is attempting to steer a middle course. He has cautiously expressed support for the Syrians. The Druze candidate, Antoine al-Ashkar, has been put forward by the Druze leader, Walid Jumblat. His chances of election are slim. Under an unwritten agreement, the president is always a Maronite Catholic and the prime minister a Sunni Muslim. The main Christian militia has been put on full alert to block a pro-Syrian candidate. Those against the Franjieh nomination include the current president, Amin Gemayel. The problem now is to find a compromise candidate before Thursday's vote. Only 38 members turned up at the Lebanese parliament to cast their vote. At least 51 were needed to assemble a quorum. The boycott was called by Christians opposed to the election of leading candidate Suleimen Franjieh. Most who went to parliament were in favor of Franjieh, a close ally of the Syrians. Those opposed to the nomination say Franjieh as president would mean domination by Syria. After the session, there were accusations that military muscle had been used to enforce the boycott. The Deputy Speaker, Zahir al-Khatib, accused the main Christian militia, the Lebanese forces, of preventing more than 15 members reaching the session. He said some were forced by gunmen to go back home, and at least 2 were temporarily detained. The leader of the militia denied the charges. The House Speaker, Hussein Husseini, said a new date for the election would be set as soon as possible.
The car bomb went off just before 9 in the morning, injuring a total of 18 people. Troops and locals were quickly on the scene to rescue the wounded. They began a clear-up operation and an investigation into the explosion got underway. While rescuers were still picking up the pieces, police announced they'd found another car bomb in South Beirut, but it failed to go off. The blast injured 3 soldiers who'd been at the nearby checkpoint, but most of the casualties were civilians, among them women and children. The seaside area where the bomb exploded is popular with Sunday morning strollers. So far, no one has claimed responsibility for the car bomb, the 11th in Lebanon in a year in which car bombs have killed 103 people and injured 353. This bomb and the recent deadlock over presidential elections has brought fears of a period of intensified violence.